every major religion has used cannabis in their rubrics, in
100%.
their ceremonies.
There's a lot of people.
Blood.
There's just a lot of people in Northern Ireland who just don't care. Like
they don't care.
Whatever you tell them, just over their head.
Here too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All
Yeah,
around the globe, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And so, my question is: do we keep trying to move them, or do we go to the ones who are more curious and are a little more open to? I just don't want to be wasting my effort.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, where we speak the language of cannabis freely and uncensored while educating our audience on safe use of this live plant therapy. You should know what's in your cannabis, what's good and what's not, because cannabis does not come with an FDA stamp of approval, yet. The information you will find here comes straight from scientists and clinicians, doing the work and reporting their findings in reputable outlets. Hopefully, we can inspire you to research the facts as we know them today. Cannabis is an amazing alternative in health remedies, with the potential to alleviate typical disease problems and troubling side effects, even those caused by synthetic prescriptions. Here now is the host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast. She is a 21st century cannabis shaman, not a doctor, not a scientist. Raised by nuns and wolves in the verdant cattle pastures of the Oklahoma oil fields, here to amplify the truth of this great big story of cannabis in historical, political, scientific, and spiritual terms, so you can make educated decisions about the medicine you choose to ingest. Please welcome Honey Smith Walls.
Oh my glory, do we have a bit of an entertaining show ahead for you. My guest, he's darling, and he's a history buff, and he just spews the best.
I wouldn't say a history buff. There's a lot of people who are a lot more smarter. There's a lot of people who are a lot more smarter than me with the history of my country.
I've leveled my history about his neck of the woods, so I'm here to, darling, introduce yourself, won't you please?
Yeah, so my name's James, and I collaborate with Life, which is a UK medical cannabis clinic, and I suffer with ASD, which is autism spectrum disorder, and ADHD. So I've been using cannabis since my dad passed away when I was younger, about 13, 14 years old he passed. My mum got cancer about 6 months after he passed away. Now, roughly 6 months, 12 months, my head was all over the place. So she got cancer 6 months later. I ended up using cannabis a lot. So I did for myself. Cannabis was my way of self-medicating. So it was my way to get I was too young. I'll be honest, I was too young to be using cannabis. My brain was still developing, but it was my way of dealing with trauma. So I started off then with when my dad died. And then in the last 2 to 3 years, I've been prescribed medical cannabis. I've been with 3 clinics. I've been with Georgia Emerson Centre. These are all UK fully legal medical cannabis clinics. I've been Georgia Emerson Centre, so that's 1. And then Integral, that's 2. And then the 3rd one I'm with is Life, LYPHE. And they have been an absolute gem to work with at the moment. Or not work with, sorry, to be a patient of. I say work with because I collaborate with them. So I don't mean work with, but I collaborate with Life. So I help them with marketing, and I do patient stories for them. I've done interviews with them. I do as much as I can to spread awareness about this plant and its medical benefits.
I have so many questions for you. Yeah. First of all, where are you specifically?
So I live in Northern Ireland, in a place called Newtonabbey. Yeah. So even that probably sounds strange to American, like Newtonabbey.
There, you said it like we would. Newtonabbey?
Yeah, Newtonabbey. Yeah, well, that's where I live. I did live with my mum, and things between me and my mum. So my mum, as well as having cancer, she's schizophrenic as well, and she hears voices in her head. She's a lot better now. She's getting the right medication and all, and the medication helps her. But
Honey, did that happen when your father died? After your
no,
father?
no.
It was already.
It was when I was born. So when I was born, that's when it got worse.
Yeah. I have heard that happening to women before. It triggers birth triggers.
2 years. My auntie had to look after me. So my auntie had to care for me, and so I was born, and my mum didn't know I was born for like 6 months.
Poor thing.
Yeah. So I've been through it all, but I'm here. I'm smiling.
How old are you, darling?
Huh?
How old?
27 years old.
You have been through many lifetimes already.
Yeah, honey, no.
Hi, Honey Smith-Walls here. I'm host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, weekly for the past 6 years. But today I'm inviting you to a Facebook group called the Holistic Relief Summit, in hopes that you too will come for the peace and stay for the epiphanies. It's a beautiful space for women to find all kinds of relief from all kinds of suffering. Come join us for free.
Well, hello, I'm Dr. Philip Blair, and I want to introduce you to Honey Smith-Walls. And she recently had an experience with beta caryophyllene.
For years, I've been dealing with lots of arthritis pain and pain from neuropathy that has not been resolved through other prescriptive methods. As an advocate educator in the cannabis industry, I learn lots of interesting information about the compounds within the plants, and one of those turned out to be beta caryophyllene.
What was your first dose like?
I was gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked. It has given me my future back.
I want to get it out to everybody too. I want to get it out to the whole world, as a matter of fact. It has so many mitigating factors for all the stresses of life and pain and diseases. It is unbelievable, the spectrum of care that it can provide.
You have been through many lifetimes already.
Yeah. I've got a lot of wisdom for a 27-year-old.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so you're in Newton Abbey in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
The laws about cannabis are what? Explain.
So the laws for cannabis at this moment of time.
Yeah.
So in July 2025, just to quote it just in case. But at this moment of time, since 2018, you've been able to get it prescribed through private clinics. So you need to have one condition which is eligible for you to be prescribed it. You have to have tried 2 treatments. So for me, I was on 5 different types of pills. Now I only take 2. So I went from 5 pills every day to 2 because of medical cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but the laws are that you have to use a dry herb vaporizer. You're not allowed to smoke it. So it has to be through a dry herb vaporizer. If it's not vaporized, it's illegal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a vaporizer, dry herb through a vaporizer.
A dry herb vaporizer.
Dry herb vaporizer, right. Yeah. Okay.
And so since 2018, it has been open to prescribe through private clinics. The problem about it is since 2018, there were supposed to be a lot of trials happening through our government, Westminster in the UK, but pardon me, the trials just disappeared. There was a recent debate, and they said, we don't know what happened. Our hands were like that. We don't know what happened. And there's a great guy who's a politician over here called Jim Shannon. So Jim Shannon, Jim Shannon. And he's a great politician he's fighting for cannabis to be decriminalized. I don't know if he's fighting for it to be decriminalized, but he's fighting for it to be more open to people, because the amount of people who are suffering with epilepsy, for instance, people who are suffering with epilepsy and the NHS aren't prescribing them, cannabis, when everybody knows by now cannabis is a game changer. It's a life changer for people who suffer with epilepsy. There's people who have 90 seizures, 100 seizures. They get the right cannabis oil, they get the right cannabis, and they go from serious none to maybe they'll have a couple, or maybe they'll have spasms, but it's better than having
hundreds.
Every single day. And these poor people are having to go private and not be able to get their medicine for free. So a big problem. The money, the big problem about it is in Northern Ireland is there's big drugs being prescribed for the NHS. So like pregabalin, right? Pregabalin is, I don't know if you've heard of pregabalin. I don't think it's in the USA and the United States. I think it's in a UK drug.
We've got our brands of that.
Yeah. I thought that, yeah. But it's a painkiller. It would be up there with, morphine.
Yeah. Oh.
It would be like that, but it would make you feel like a zombie, but it would take all the pain away. But what's happening is people are getting addicted to taking the tablet. The pain goes away. The pain goes away after a year or two, and then they're addicted to the tablet. So if they don't have the tablet in their system, they don't feel normal because they're addicted to whatever else is in that tablet. So
it's a terrible cycle.
And it's crazy, but like the people of Northern Ireland all say pregabalin is like there's a famous saying over here is one pill will kill. So that's a big saying in Northern Ireland, because not in that. In the way is in the dark market, like the counterfeit medicine. So that's why people say one pill can kill, because people have took pregabalin, tramadol. These are all UK medicine. They've took these.
Tramadol's here.
And then they've ended up just like dying, and that's why. So there's a big slogan in Northern Ireland which is one pill will kill. And people say that a lot because everybody talks about pregabalin being an awful drug and all these awful drugs by the NHS, but no one wants to actually talk about it like the way I am.
Right. That's why your voice is so important.
Yeah, I won't stop. Like no one will change the way. No one will change the way I think about it and the way my philosophy is about it all. I know, like I can fully admit that when I was younger, using cannabis did have an impact on my brain. Obviously, I was 13, 14 years old. My brain is still developing, I understand. But at that age, it was helping me so much with the trauma of losing my dad and then my mum getting cancer, having to go through chemotherapy and losing all of her hair. So I was at that age seeing my mum have lovely, lovely hair, like your hair, just as lovely as your hair. Maybe your hair's even better, so tell me if she watches this. No, but she had lovely hair. Like she's got hair. Her hair's grow back. She's touch wood. I always do touch wood. It's like a saying. Touch wood that she doesn't get cancer again, and she doesn't lose her hair. But she had lovely hair. She has lovely hair now, and she lost all of her hair going through chemotherapy. And that, like me having to deal with my dad's death. That's actually my dad there, but it's blurred.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's him on a boat.
Oh, that's sweet. You've got such a great big poster picture of him there.
Yeah, a big canvas.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's been very hard, and a lot of people. So in Northern Ireland, you will be labelled as a druggie, even if you're taking cannabis. You'll be labelled. If someone sees you now, I like to say medicated. People will say stoned, high. Right. Whatever, but if someone sees you in the street and say your eyes are bloodshot red because you've took a bit too much of your medication or whatever, and you're a bit too medicated and you're walking around and people will see you and be like, look at that, look at that drunk, or look at that, look at that druggie, and that's what really annoys me, that there's people like me who are suffering with autism. And my autism, I really struggle with eating. So my autism's very, very unique in the way that I deal with mine. Mine is with colors and textures. So see cooked food, see any type of cooked food, if it goes cold, I can't eat it. So cooked chicken, I've never had a sandwich in my life because it's cold. I never had a.
Isn't
I
that
never.
amazing? It's
I
so
never had. But see, with cannabis, see, being able to use cannabis,
yeah.
I would try something cool. And see, before growing up, I would never ever try anything cool.
Yeah, because the issue doesn't let you outside of your cage.
It's like in my brain. It's
Right.
like it's in my
And
brain. I just like
cannabis unlocks that to let you.
cannabis. Yeah, cannabis opens
Right.
up. It just does something with my receptors in my head, and it just makes me like. It increases my appetite, and then my like something in my head. The THC. I'm more of the THC, but as you know, you have to have a balance. THC and CBD. You need to have a balance of both for everything to work properly. That's my opinion of it. You know, that's from all the years I've been through it all. I would say you need to have a CBD and the THC balance. So, 50-50 kind of way, or 80-20. But the way cannabis has changed my life in the way of being able to focus. So over in America, I'm pretty sure you call it Adderall, I think it is, or
Yeah,
is it Adderall? So
Adderall.
it's for like people with ADHD
Yeah.
and people who can't concentrate. It helps them focus, helps people study, stuff like that. So over in the UK, we have the called Elfance. So ELFANSE, Elfance. So like an avalanche, but with an E. Elfance.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So I know, yeah, that's the funny way to put it. It's like you're just going downhill. after you take it, you just go downhill. But no, that is the UK's version of Adderall. And when I'm prescribed Elfance and I don't take it because it makes me like, I focus so much better on cannabis. Plus, I get a lot more therapeutic effects. So I want to eat. I'm more calmer. My anxiety is a lot better. I can focus so much better. If I take, yeah, exactly.
More inspiration because you have space to think because everything is settled down inside.
Yep.
Now you have space to think and be creative and
yeah. And then that's what I was going to say with Elfance. If I take Elfance, it makes me like super focused, that I'm really sweaty, that I'm like, it's like being on like an illegal drug, like speed or something. It's like being on some would even say it's like meth, kind of like, you're so hooked in, you don't want to eat.
Those damn doctors and scientists in the lab would take their own medicine.
Oh, bruh, yeah, it's brilliant. Honestly,
I got a couple of questions for you.
Go for it.
You know Charlotte Caldwell, who is the mother of Billy.
Yeah, I do not know her personally.
I'm going to introduce you to her.
Yeah. Okay.
I want you to meet. She is amazing.
I know all her story is incredible.
Such an advocate politically, like you are, and so I can see you two, working together politically.
Definitely. Anything like this, like I've got such a journey ahead of me at the moment of doing things like of spreading more awareness. There's big plans coming, like in the next year or two. I wake up every day and I do the same thing, and it's always positive. So I've got
We need you.
Oh yeah, especially like this.
Going into politics, into cannabis politics.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I'm really into. Like, I want to make sure that I think this, especially my country in general, it needs more of an option as a form of treatment. Yeah. It's not just my country. The whole world should have it. Yeah. But I mean, you have to start small. And then
our own community. That's what we're doing. Right.
Yeah, that's it. At least if you get one place sorted, that's one place, and then you can focus on the rest.
Exactly. And our new technology affords us the ability to be global now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You and I are speaking.
Exactly.
It's my grandparents owned a telephone company, a little itty bitty telephone company in a tiny little town, population 302 people when I was a little girl. And they owned the phone company there, and they were all farmers in that town. And there's a big, long, wonderful story about my grandparents, putting in phones to sick farmers who couldn't afford it. And the farmers never paid their phone bills harvest time, because that's when they could sell their grow and, and have some money to pay for their bill, all that sort of stuff. The new technology that we are so privileged to enjoy.
We are so blessed to have it. Like, I'm also a Christian as well. There's a lot of people who are who thinks you can't be like a Christian and use cannabis, but that's such a stigma thing. A lot of people would say that in Northern Ireland. Like, a lot of people
here's what you tell them in response. Every major religion has used cannabis in their rubrics, in their ceremonies.
There's a lot of people. There's just a lot of people in Northern Ireland who just don't care. Like they don't care. Whatever you tell them, just over their head.
Here too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
All around the globe, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And so, my question is: do we keep trying to move them, or do we go to the ones who are more curious and are a little more open to? I just don't want to be wasting my effort.
Yeah, I understand that fully. There's sometimes I think to myself, I don't want to waste sometimes effort and time. But I think anything that you're doing to push towards more awareness and pushing to more people coming together and understanding more about this plant and what it can do in so many ways. Like, not in just medical ways. Like, hemp can be used for so much things in the earth, Like, there is so many things cannabis can be used for, and people just don't. Some people will know about it, but it's the younger generation that needs to know more about it and growing up about it and realizing it's not as bad as people make it out to be,
So that brings me to you telling us that you started around 13 or 14 in using cannabis. Me too. And this is what I hear generally. People start using cannabis at a pretty young age, or what we would consider a young age. And of course, you're right. It's too young to be over-medicating on THC because our brains are not fully developed yet.
Our front cortex.
However, there's so little clinical trials on all of this. And I just have to say, I know a whole huge community of mothers who advocate using cannabis.
See, there is a lot of mothers. There's a lot of mothers over here who would use cannabis, but it's so stigmatized over here. They don't want to be labeled. They don't want to be labeled. They don't want their family. These people in this country have big families, and their families are passed down generation. It's a big thing, like I was saying about Protestants and Catholics. It's a whole big history thing, and with families over here, it's kind of if your family's this religion, it's more than likely you're going to grow up and be that religion over here. It's now that's my opinion of it, but I don't think that's the way it should be at all. I think everyone is to their own right mind to think whatever they want. If you think that being a Muslim is good for you, that's okay. I do not discriminate against any religion at all, but over here, religion is just such a big thing that it even has a play in cannabis in a way.
It's shifting over here. Religion is really shifting.
We are shifting.
Spirituality.
Yeah.
And less to giving your power over to, the guy in the sky.
Yeah. Or whoever's up there.
Yeah, right. So
because every religion's got all their different god. So
it's everywhere. But it took me 60 years to figure out where I am about religion.
Yeah.
And history helped me with that, because I started using cannabis that helped me think better, settled my anxiety down so I could think, you know. Because when you got anxiety, and I've just begun talking about this, I didn't realize how anxious I was all life until I got onto cannabis later in life.
Mm-hmm.
And it just settles that anxiety if you know how to use it properly. But that's what I was saying about, you know, at that tender age, when when a lot of us start using cannabis, and we don't know that we're overusing THC.
Very true.
And the recreational bunch just tells us it's just for the high anyway.
Yeah.
What we really find is that it helps our bodies so much as youngsters.
And our mind and our body.
Because our bodies at that age are going through hormonal changes in boys and girls. And it's really hard to deal with all of those hormonal changes because they affect our emotions and our ability to function.
Mm-hmm. So I have a question for you.
Yeah. Why aren't we helping our preteens and our early teens with this stuff now?
That's what I was going to say. Why, like, do you think that THC or CBD should be used for people under 18? Yeah,
I do. Especially for kids who go through the trauma of losing a family member, or through
epilepsy, or have
the trauma of a hurricane, or the trauma of a car wreck, or the trauma of war, or the trauma, you know, whatever that trauma is. Our children go through lots of it, and we give them nothing for it. Nothing.
Yeah.
We just pat them on the back and say, it's okay, you're all right, it's okay.
Yeah.
All
like
right.
school, getting bullied in school. Like some people get trauma offense from some people might have been bullied and flushed down the toilet. To have swirly, as you would call it in America. So, do you know what I mean? Some people that can have such an effect, though, you know, on your life.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kids are cruel.
It is very cruel. But at least there is so. But no, hopefully with doing videos like this and talking more about it, hopefully like parents will realize that even like microdosing is very good as well for, you know, kids. You know what I mean? For kids who've been through things, like too much of anything is wrong for you. You know what I mean? It's like anything in life. If you use it too much.
And the recreational industry has done our societies a great disservice in ignoring the medicinal effects of this.
I agree.
And other plant therapies, mushroom therapy, terpene therapy. You know, there's just all kinds of essential oils or terpenes, you know, that we could be using, and other modalities of relief, like let's calm ourselves by breathing deeply, just for, you know, all of that. We don't start learning that shit until we're in our 30s. You know?
True, very true. Very true.
Or we don't, you know, it's hard. I don't see, well, it's changing. So younger people now, like yourself, are becoming more aware. And I think that has a lot to do with cannabis. Hey, who's your favorite cannabis scientist, and who have you been learning under? You know, where have you gotten all of your information?
I haven't been, to be honest, I haven't got a favorite one. I read just all bits and bobs, you know. I just read from everyone and take information from these people. I'm more like, I'm taking all the information in and then trying to learn more about the political view over here and trying to get it more, just spread awareness about it. So I'm learning still, and every day is a learning day for me. Like I say, every day is a school day. But sorry, my dog's attacking me. Hey, puns.
Oh, sweet pig, a golden cocker spaniel.
We call King Charles.
Sweet.
His name's Buttons.
That's sweet.
No, so I actually just read I don't have a favorite, to be completely honest. I just read every bits of articles and bits of bobs. I think Dr. Aziz, I think his name, I said, he does a lot of the articles, like he's in the medical industry. I think he owns MedBud, you know, medbud.wiki. You heard of that?
No.
So that is medbud.wiki is where you find all the strains, oils, carts through the be able to get prescribed through the clinics. So the clinics will tell you, go on to medbud, medbud.wiki, just to be precise, just for anyone watching. And once you go on to that, there's all these options. Like, it shows you what's in stock, what's new to the industry, what's coming.
Oh, what the compounds are, the terpenes?
Yeah, terps. Yeah, yeah. It shows you a pie chart of it. Shows you everything. Where it's been called. Shows you. I would have a look at it. It's very interesting. You'll learn a lot itself. Like, it's all the companies. Like, and over in America, like, are you in a state that's is it legal, like, for recreational use in America?
I am. I'm in Michigan, and it's recreational here.
Okay.
They have a teeny weeny little medical program. The medical program started up here first, and then recreation came in and medical went away.
Yeah.
So I'm up here trying to help my community of senior women specifically on a cocktail of pills from their doctor, right?
Yeah.
Lift themselves up out of all of that suffering. So,
well, that's good, especially coming from someone with your experience. You'll have a lot of good say about it. You know, your community will be like, well, she's experienced, unlike such and such, your local guy who's always doped out of his head, or like, that's what people say, doped out of their head, whatever. That's the very Northern Irish slang saying. It's good that what you're doing is because you're spreading more awareness to all the people who are taking all these pills. Like, that's what my aim. I'll still be doing what I'm doing at your age, no matter what. You know, I'll not stop using cannabis as a medicine, and I'll never ever stop doing these types of videos and spreading awareness, because it's just something that this country is, and not just this country, the United Kingdom and the rest of the world is falling behind. Like, we're in 2025, you know. Bless you.
Thank you.
We're in 2025, and it feels like we're living. This country anyway is still living in like the 1990s, and that was when a lot of our troubles was happening, and the troubles was happening.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I was really born in 1998, so, but I mean, bless you.
Sorry, must be the pepper.
Okay. Okay, so it would be my families who've all went through it. So that's why it's a very big thing in Northern Ireland, because all of our families have been through the troubles. So it's a big thing that they went through it, that it has an impact on our lives. But that shouldn't matter. It should all matter about, if you're taking so many pills, that you should be knowing about cannabis as a medical option to replace all these pills. And some people like myself, I still need to take 2 pills, because them 2 pills help me. So they do. Now, I don't know if they definitely do help me, or I'm just addicted to them at the moment, you know. But I know that I can maybe wean myself off after a good maybe while, but at the moment they are helping with my depression and sleep, you know. They do aid them, but if I had lots of more medical cannabis options and treatments, like edibles, vape carts, and the flower and all, I could replace my medicine, you know, easily, because they would be doing the jobs.
You've got it right.
But
access.
The medical industry still over in the UK it's only been 2018, so you know, it's still new. Yeah.
I did the same thing, honey. I got off a handful of pills, and I still have to take a couple. One's for high blood pressure, the other's for thyroid, and I can't get away from taking those, and I don't want to. I want those to be adjusted in my body. And that's something that cannabis cannot do for me at this point.
Exactly, I get you.
Science is discovering all kinds of new things about cannabis and cannabinoids. And that reminds me, are you you're such an advocate for autism and cannabis. Would you be interested in an introduction to a couple of doctors I know who are in the cannabinoid?
Yeah. Learn about the ECS.
Speak about
the ECS as well. Yeah, I'll be
I'll send you a little letter of introduction to those people too, because You've got a great story. You've got, your speaking presence is just fantastic. And I love what you're doing. And I just want to connect you with more people who you can collaborate with and get the word more.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Anybody out there Anybody out there watching, like, I'm up for any podcast. I don't care if you're new. I don't care if you're big, you're small. It's all about spreading awareness, and that's the main thing.
That's the main thing. So how can our audience get in touch with you, James?
So I've got Instagram, but that's kind of more of my head shop business, which is more, but it is what it is, products. So it is what it is, then products. So PRODUCTS. It is what it is, products. And then, so that's all one word. And then you can get me on LinkedIn on James McConkey.
Okay. So 2 ways. It is what it is.
Products, yeah. Products, yeah. Products.
Yes.
Yeah, PRODUCTS. I nearly forgot how to spell there. I was looking up, kind of. or on LinkedIn, you'll see my face. Yeah, you can get me on there.
On LinkedIn. So, and I'll be sending out this episode too very soon. So you'll be able to watch and connect with James whenever you want to. I'm so pleased to have you here. It's such a thrill to have this global connection with you, James. Northern Ireland, for crying out loud.
Actually, like, so long. It's like a 9-hour flight from America. So
just
amazing. Thank you for having me on. Oh, my voice cracked.
I'm excited to have you, and I want you to come back anytime you've got news or anything that you want to talk about, and we'll just gab some more about the industry globally. You're an absolute delight to be with, James. Thank you.
No, anytime.
Okay, We'll see you next time.
Sugar. I don't know what happened there. I can't see it. Can't see you. Oh.
There you go. Okay, now we can say goodbye.
There we go.
Hey, bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to another Cannabis Truth Podcast with 21st century cannabis shaman Honey Smith Walls. Using cannabis mindfully as medication is a different concept in Western healthcare philosophy, specifically over the past century. There's a lot to learn and reconsider. The scientific truth of cannabis is finally getting out and is wide open for all to see at respected medical sites like the National Library of Medicine at pubmed.gov and the Journal of American Medical Association at JAMAnetwork.com. We here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast are right there in the thick of it, alongside the titans of medicine, as a fly on the wall. We are not doctors, nor did we go to medical school, but we have taken dozens of private cannabis courses and still engage in continuing education offered by expert cannabis scientists. Over the past few years, we slowly began to see and understand the bigger picture. Now we hear from people all day long about cannabis. It is so important to use verifiably safe products. The process of getting a diagnosis from your family doctor and taking your records to a cannabis specialist can lead you to the correct cannabinoid therapy for your specific issues. Otherwise, you're simply your own guinea pig looking for answers without the foundational knowledge or ability to determine your best strategy. To find a qualified cannabis expert in your area, visit cannabisclinicians.org. This is a national society of cannabis experts. Look for the link in the show notes. Unless otherwise proven by a reputable third-party lab test, please regard all street weed as contaminated. It may do grave harm to a patient with a delicate immune system who already has inflammatory issues like arthritis, IBS, fibromyalgia, or worse. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you find value and understanding through the conversations you've heard on this podcast.
A quick shout out to Nathan Pierce and Daniel Rome of the 406 Budcast and their brilliant tech goddesses who created what you're about to hear next.
She walked in with wisdom and a fire in her eyes, talking plant truth where the silence lies. From the roots to the bloom, she saw the light. Now she's teaching folks how to heal it right. challenge the tale of lazy myths and a system that failed. She's got science in one hand, stories in the other. Lifts up the voices they tried to smother. Honey knows, honey grows, truth in the soil and love in the smoke. Speaking for the elders and the ones left behind. She's the shaman of the leaf with a warrior's mind. Yeah, honey knows how the healing flows. From Florida sun to digital waves, she's breaking down fear with every word she says. Cannabis truth, that's her battle cry. For the mamas and papas still scared to try. She ain't selling hype, she's serving facts. Taking big pharma to school with class. With a mic and a mission, she lights the way for the lost and the curious every day. Honey knows, honey grows, truth in the bud and peace in the dose. Teaching the plant like a sacred art, from the ECS to the beating heart. Yeah, honey knows how the healing flows. She's been burned by the system, lifted by the plant, giving voice to the ones who thought they can. A sister, a sage in a world full of smoke.